How's it going, listen, versus up, I'll be Sixkilla and welcome back to Birth Me Card. Now it's time for us to continue where we left off, picking a key that I like the G key because it's the one we already have. We'll have to come back to the others obviously anyway, but I like the G key more, I think. It's kind of familiar too. Oh really? That's a bummer. I wanted to trade for it. The A key for your G key. You know, A like Ankura. Well, alright, that's okay by me. I mean, they're just keys and we don't know what they do, so I don't mind. The two of them traded keys together. Ankura gave her G key away to Nvidia, while he gave her his A key. I thought it might be fun, that's all. We don't have a lot of time, and I guess if you've got the key, you might not have gotten a me card. Yeah, Lux and Beer got them, so we split up to look for them now. I wouldn't count on Beer being too useful for that, but I'll help then. I'll go search in those side classrooms. You know, all the random ones that seem to be locked. I'm sure we can access some of them. Otherwise, why not block them? They're pretty much all empty. Sure, if you want. I'll go search in this corner area then. See you later. And the two of them parted ways. Ankura resumed her trip to the other end of the hallway, this time without any other interruptions. When she arrived there, she heard a door coming open and closing. It was most likely Tristidia leaving the room. A few moments later again, she heard another door come open, this time in the far distance. Judging by the footsteps that followed, it looked like Avarisha and Gula both left their room. So everyone's out then. We have to find that me card really quick, or else, are we gonna hack? I almost forgot, but someone needs to surrender their right to live right now too. We're quickly running out of time. Ankura's helmet read almost 3 hours. They only had at most 10 minutes before the hour mark would close upon them, and everyone would lose at that point in time, if nothing was done. Yet Ankura wasn't nearly so panicked. We've still got time. First, the me card. Well, maybe this is a good spot to spy on some of the helmets. After she thought about it a little more, it became apparent that this choice was the right one. While thinking, Ankura had been investigating the nearby door, which unlocked thanks to her newly obtained key. Here we go. That was easy. I need to thank Vidi later. Really need to drop this habit of talking aloud to yourself there, Ankura. Definitely. Pushing the door open, she entered the corner room. It was a staircase. It didn't go anywhere because the second floor was otherwise inaccessible. There was an emergency exit, but obviously it didn't open. There was no visible lock or handle. It was as if the door was nothing but a wall. There's a strange graffiti on one of the walls. No one can see it unless they walk in here. It says, Mid-Air Avionics, and nothing else. What does that even mean? An anagram, yeah, probably. It's weird. If it's an anagram, it doesn't match anything that makes sense. I can't make heads or tails of it. I guess it's one of those things I'll have to keep in mind. It's gonna bother me for a while though. As soon as I get a hint as to what it really means. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna solve the crud out of this one. Well, this is as good a spot to spy on the other people as it can be. No one's gonna stumble into here and bash our brains in with something. The real question is, who's available for hacking? It was dependent on the frequencies currently displayed. And it seemed as though there were 4 possible helmets. 4 this time around. That's a jackpot. Let's see, I can hack Nvidia, Superbia, Avarisha, or Gula. I want to hack Nvidia though. I have no idea why he's so insistent on trading the A key for the G key. Obviously he knows where the A key goes. The visuals came into the screen when Nvidia's helmet was hacked. Bingo. Not even a puzzle this time. Wait, something's wrong. Why would there not be a puzzle this time? What is this? A blank screen? But the frequencies match. What does this mean? Maybe out of hacking range? Well, one problem solved itself. Suddenly everyone's visions were overtaken by me once again. Apologies for this abrupt call. It is very important though. I must inform you that someone in your group has left the boundaries of the game. This is not currently allowed, so I have both good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? Rhetorical. Everyone always wants to hear the bad news first, especially if it doesn't relate to them, which is the case here. That way, you can all feel sorry for what happened. And then you can celebrate with the good news. The bad news is that the one who is wearing the helmet that left the boundaries has now been removed from the game. That is right, they have surrendered their right to live. The good news is, since someone has surrendered their right to live, before the hour slice was over, well, now you have one more hour before the voting is required. Either it was us, or it was Nvidia going through one of those doors. Of course, you can always trigger the vote early, Remember that only 3 of you will not surrender your right to live. So if the survivors number above that count, you better get to work. If you have any puzzle doors left to solve, however, you'll have to do the vote first anyway. No vote, no progress. I'll see you later. I assume it must be NVIDIA. And then the screens came back to normal and Cora shuddered. Well, I know who surrendered their right to live. That's clearly NVIDIA. That's actually a little bad because he had 2 keys and he was quite helpful. But I guess we can worry over that later. We can't get the keys back, I guess. Right now I need to hack someone, especially because the tensions will be at an all-time high due to someone surrendering their right to live. I've decided to hack... Oh, I don't know. Let's go with Superbia. Wait, what is this? There's nothing. Oh my god, not again? Alright. Decided to hack. Well, let's do Avaritia then. Why not? I've only hacked it once before, I believe. It's all Ralph. Oh my god. E equals MC squared. Yeah? Maybe not. Each equivalency is its own thing, from Rome to Einstein. What's the Rome one? So this one's obviously that, E equals MC squared, from Rome to... What's Rome? There you go. Oh, X... I get it, I get it. Roman numerals, it was Roman numerals. It just threw me off because the 5 wasn't Roman numerals. That was random. We didn't find anything new, did we? Even though Ira's body is missing. Avaritia and Luxuria were together. The 2 were in the crossroads, but they weren't far from Wing A. Luxuria was looking into an adjacent area containing some lockers, though she wasn't having any success. That still gives me the creeps. Next to them was a wall that was as empty as could be. It was made of large rectangular metal plates, with other bits and pieces of metal shut tight against them. No matter how hard someone banged onto them, they didn't open. What a shame. I wonder where NVIDIA went. Well, no point sticking around here. The 2 of them agreed and left the area to go back to Wing A. They wandered into one side for a few moments before realizing they were going back toward classrooms they'd explored. This isn't going to be really useful. I've already searched that side. What about the classrooms? They split up, looking at each door in turn until they found one that unlocked. Avaritia turned the handle and stepped inside while Luxuria waited outside. Why is she not going inside yet? Is she guarding the room? Nothing came of this strange behaviour, and instead Avaritia left the room and closed the door behind her. In her hand was a me-card, clutched alongside her other one. You found one. Now Cora will be fine. Maybe. It would still do well to talk with the others about, you know, our additional hour. Kinda hard to believe he's gone just like that. Yeah, I think I saw Bea going into the other hallway. Fine then, let's go there. Even if I don't especially feel enthused about talking to her. They left the first part of Wing A to go back to the crossroads, spying Gula and Tristidia in the distance. But not once to leave their current goal aside, they went back to Wing A, in the second, more spacious hallway this time. Very quickly they ran into Superbia. Oh hey. At first Superbia had tried to act like she didn't see them, but it became more and more impossible as the 2 of them closed the distance. Have you found anything so far? Superbia was clearly growing frustrated again. No, I didn't find anything. But at least with Vidi gone, we've got all the time in the world. I guess, but there's no point rejoicing about it. What's the big deal anyway? Look, I want to be nice and whatever, but it's not like our predicament hasn't been weighing down my mind. We're still gonna die if we don't vote in the next hour or so. And honestly, the earlier we vote, the better. Do you really want to be nice, or are you just saying that like that? I just want to not be mean for those who are gone. What do they care anyway? They're gone. It's not like they're gonna walk up to me and slap me. No, but I can do that. And as a teacher, as a student, nobody gives a shit. And here, you're the same as everyone else. That means you're expendable, according to Pandora. Expendable? Oh, you guys remember, yeah? Pandora is our leader. Or leader, I should say. Never seen her face. Still gave me directives. Hate that. Hate it so much. Hate being told what to do. I'm my own girl. You're your own bitch, yes. None of this is any use. What were you doing before, anyway? Looking around here for a me card? Yes. Vinny told you before he croaked. He did. How awfully nice of you, but I don't think you're going to find anything here. This is a waste. Luxury would remain quiet for a while. Avaritia was going to ask her for some input, but Superbia interrupted her just as she began talking. We should split back up. Good idea for once. We can cover more ground that way. I'll see you two later. The teacher wandered off, leaving the two girls alone. What an idiot. The teacher went back toward the other classrooms, though her search ended up being unsuccessful. They already had found the me card anyway. Now she was just searching for Ancora, without a doubt. Without Viddy, things were a little bit emptier. We already lost 3 people. No point delaying it, I guess I'll go to the voting machine. There's also no point sticking around here anymore. As she walked away, Superbia came into her vision again. She was going in the direction of Ancora's hiding spot. The key was still in the lock, so if she didn't act quickly, the rabbit was going to figure out this door could be opened, and then things would spiral out of control. The simpler solution was to just cut the feed for the time being. Superbia came by Ancora after the blonde girl had left the corner in which she'd previously been exploring. Cora, we're gathering back up, I think. Did you get your me card? Ancora wasn't ready to go do the vote just yet. Deciding to extend the time toward which it would happen, she shook her head, despite having found a me card. No, this area was as empty as before. There's got to be more, right? I bet there are a lot of me cards. We just aren't seeing because... You know how we need 39 me cards to finish this? If you calculate it like this, you get 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Together they add up to 39. This accounts for 6 hours of votes. You're right. That means we should have found 8 this time around. Our total should be 17, but the rooms only gave us me cards until we reached 15. And I'd be fine with 15 since we're 6 left, but Viddy had one and now he's gone. Well, let's gather up anyway. We can figure this shit out then. She took the lead and Ancora followed behind. The duo made their way back through Wing A, with the goal of regrouping with the others in the crossroads. You know... forget it. What was that all about? I don't know, I feel strange inside. Like I'm missing something. Maybe... The girl paused, stopping her movements near the puzzle door. Maybe you're missing Yura. You two are dating, right? And for all you keep saying, I think you need him more than he needed you. Nonsense, fuck that. He needed me... No, please, stop. You're deceiving yourself. Look, just... figure out what it really meant to you. Your companionship with him. Because if you don't figure that out for yourself, I think... you won't get a chance to. It's now or never. Superbia remained silent and the two of them walked again. Soon they arrived at the crossroads proper. Yes, that's my idea. Please don't feel bad for me. The group had been in the heated debate over who would be next on the chopping block. Luxury apparently was making known her idea for the others to vote for her. Gula was supporting her choice, but Tristidia wasn't in agreement with it. Avaritia was staying on the sidelines. As Ancora and Superbia approached the survivors, the Horsemaster boy's tone turned harsher. You're one of the few I still trust, so it can't be you. You're also the lowest threat of the group. I refuse to vote for you because there are better targets. What's going on? Why does Lux want to be voted out? She says she wants to be voted out because she's fine with it. She's trying to win cute points, and I don't agree with it. You can't be everyone's martyr, Lux. Well, I agree with her. To be honest, I don't actually care who gets voted for next, if it's not me. Ah, the good old selfish routine. I should have expected it. If they agree with it, then there's nothing to do about it. Indeed. My choice has already been made. Luxuria managed to gather 3 votes out of them all. Has she changed the faces around, like Superbia did? Superbia, Gula, and herself, together, almost had majority already. All Ankura had to do was agree with it, and they would have 4, giving them the majority regardless of what the others would vote. But first, I want to know, Ankura, did you get a me card? You should have found one by now. We need to have everyone ready for the vote as soon as possible. Yes, I know we have another hour. Shut up. Superbia was going to talk, but Tristidia cut her off as soon as she moved, which startled her enough to shut her up before she'd even said anything. You of all people should shut your mouth and let me talk. Where did that come from, you fat lard ass? I know what you've done, so if you don't want me to tell everyone else, you better shut up. Superbia was quick to retreat her into her rabbit hole. Without any more interruptions, Tristidia resumed his questioning. So, did you get a me card yet? Why are they even voting for Luxuria anyway? Did she have some change of heart, or was this her plan from the beginning? She can't bring herself to vote for anyone else. Avarisha stepped forward to say something against all odds, but before she talked, Ankura nodded. Sorry, Bia. I lied because I didn't feel ready to vote. Not again. Good. We can vote now then. I get that you don't want anyone to die again, but we're 5 minutes past the 3rd hour, and how many me cards do we have? 16 or something? And one's gone with Viddy. We can't keep bickering like this. We need a plan, and we need 39 me cards or everyone dies. Reminding everyone of that fact, Tristidia caused a ripple of panic to spread across the group. Ankura found it a nice way to remind everyone of the current predicament. Ah, you're right. We're gonna die. Even bigger of a reason to begin at once. That's why we should get the vote over quickly. Just vote for me. Yeah, let's just vote. Get this over with. But am I okay with this? To have Luxuria die by the vote? She won't die. No, we can't vote for Lux. Lux has been the nicest girl so far. Instead, we should just vote for Bia. She's the biggest threat, and she repeatedly refuses to work with everyone else. Stop with these baseless accusations. They're not too baseless, though. Fortunately for the matter at hand, it seemed that Gula and Luxuria agreed with Ankura. Huh? Didn't think it would be so easy. If it's what the majority wants... Hey, wait a minute. That's not what we agreed on. What you agreed on. This little bitch told me to vote for her, and now she's saying to vote for me? That's duplicitous as fuck. I'm not putting my head in front of that shotgun. Unfortunately for Superbia, Luxuria swiped her me card before she could even realise what was going on. The rabbit girl ran after the smaller one, but she was too fast, and soon the me card was in Superbia's console. The others had followed the exchange while moving toward their consoles too, ready to jump in if Superbia didn't cooperate. Shortly after, all me cards were in, and Gula and Tristidia were pushing Superbia toward the shotgun. You dickwads! You're fucking it up! I'm not the mastermind! You're all idiots! Stupid! Shit for brain morons! The insults kept coming as the clock ticked. Everyone took their spots as Superbia gesticulated. She slammed her vote down for someone, though it wouldn't change the ultimate outcome, as everyone else was voting for her. Is it fine? I don't know. It feels like this is a mistake somehow. Yeah, something feels extremely amiss with how easily the situation was overturned. But it wasn't like Ankura had all the time in the world either. Lux has got to be the traitor that we're looking for. You know? She's so dodgy. She was the last one to vote. Can I vote for her? I just want to see what happens. I'm going to vote for Lux anyway. The board exposed the votes much like before. What happened was surprising. Even though everyone seemingly voted for Superbia, Ankura was the one with 5 votes. Superbia only had a single vote. Oh, she's already switched the faces anyway. Just like before. What? Are you all... Did you all set this up? Ankura stared in bewilderment at the results. It was the final thing she would stare at. Shit, the rest of the group must have banded together. I knew this was proceeding far too easily. Then a gunshot rang out, but Ankura could only hear the first bit of it before she died, and her life faded away. With this outcome, she'd surrendered her right to live. I guess I should have been more vigilant. Should have tried to figure out what was going on so this didn't happen. Now it's all over, there's no point in sticking around. Not that I can anyway. Something wonky happened to the consoles, to the voting panels. Alas, It has nothing to do with me anymore. It's time to embrace eternity as a final and finally rest. Interesting. So did they switch it around? Ooh, okay, we're gonna have to go back and we're gonna have to change who we hack into. Anyway, we're gonna jump in and we are going to change our choice here. Alright, we'll pick a different key because, you know, screw it, right? I said the G key last time, let's go with the I key. Yeah, that one, the I key. That's what I like most. It's like a little leg that sticks out from the handle. It's kind of funny for a key. Weird. I thought you'd like the A key. You know, due to your name, Ancora. I'd like to trade it for your G key. Oh, well, I guess. I'm not sure what this all amounts to, but alright, sure. Doesn't seem to make much difference, does it? Alright. Skipping ahead. We'll go something else, that way we've done that choice, you know. Sounds like the name of a company. What would mid-air avionics have to do with anything? And also, I don't recall ever hearing of something like that. Maybe it's a prank. Someone sneaked in here and put this up as a joke. This place hasn't been on complete lockdown for a while, so it's possible it has nothing to do with anything. Well, this is as good a spot to spy on the other people as it can be. Alright, now we get to pick. And I think we've only got one that we haven't actually done that we can do, which is Gulla. Oh, we can't get into Gulla either? There's nothing. Okay. So... we did Superbia, right? Except that didn't work either, did it? Avarisha was the only one we could get into. Yeah, we can... I can only get into Avarisha's helmet. Holy crap, if we change it like that, then we can get into this block here. I didn't realize that. We can skip straight into this block if we set this to approach NVIDIA. And it doesn't matter what helmet we hack. Which is nice. I guess we'll go with Luxuria because it goes to 66%. But we're going into this block here, which is nice. Because we approached NVIDIA specifically. Alright, that's huge. We'll jump into this piece then and we'll see where that goes. That will be probably the end of this episode. Ancora was gathering her thoughts. It was difficult to go over anything that could help her as the anxiety was getting to her, seeing how she was panicking. Others took the spotlight instead. Hey Viddy, you know this game called Werewolf? Huh? Yeah, what about it? The game has a day-night cycle where normal villagers, which are the majority, try to vote and kill the one they suspect to be the werewolf, who, during the night, can turn others into werewolves, or outright eat them instead. Kinda feels like we're playing that right now, don't you think? I guess that's how it feels. But what are you implying by singling me out, because you're a wolf? What if the game truly is being played real time right now, and the girl in Lux and Ulla's room died because you killed her before we woke up, and now we're in the next day cycle? Maybe the one we're looking for, the wolf, has got to be voted out then, doesn't it? But I'm not here to kill anybody. In fact, I wasn't even in the classroom with Ulla and Lux to begin with. It doesn't work anyway because, well, the girl was alive when we woke up. She only died later. This is going nowhere, and that's a stupid theory. Why would this be based on that werewolf game you're talking about anyway? My mind's still on Cora. Are you all just blind? Yeah, and besides, I have my own proof as to why Cora is suspicious. Show it then. We had a list of names in our room too, and on it was Ancora too. Doesn't that mean there were two Coras? But our Ancora specifically introduced herself as Ancora before we found the list of names. Same as Bia and I. Bia and me. Now's not the time for grammar, Cora. Was it the list of 3 names? Or the website page? What list of 3 names? We didn't have anything like that. Thinking about it, it must have been the website. Oh, I confused myself, sorry. There's just one Cora then. We're still running in circles. Who's voting for who? I'm voting for whoever you vote for. There's no purpose going over who's voting for who right now, and our time is quickly dwindling. We need to come up with a conclusion. you duplicitous lot may suit yourselves with this debate, but I desire to keep the equilibrium between my head and the rest of my body proper. For that purpose, and the additional purpose of your common survival, I propose we vote swiftly and promptly. I guess there's no avoiding it then. We still don't really know who to vote for, but... Wait up. I want to vote too, but we still have 2 minutes, and I don't want to vote for someone innocent. No one's innocent here, Teach. We're all criminals. Ugh, you know what I mean. I have doubts on Cora, and I'd rather not vote for her. I see. So we're going into that outcome. Guess it sucks for me, but it'll save all of them. What are you talking about? Too long to explain and we're running out of time. Is he, like in Zero Escape, is he aware of the multiple paths? We're all voting for someone different, and we're stuck in a deadlock. That's all I need to know. You need to come to a conclusion. I'm not dying because the teacher put us in a fucking deadlock. I've been given some specific instructions in case this happened. Just vote for me and don't look back. If I die, everything falls apart and everyone will be saved. Everyone there. Specific instructions? He's lost it. At this point, I'm not even arguing. Just vote for the wolf. Vote for the wolf, I say. Sure, I guess. I also don't understand what he's talking about, but with that kind of sacrifice, there's no way he's the traitor. I don't think it's possible to change their minds though. So go ahead, vote for me. I've done some bad stuff too, you know. At least, maybe with this, I'm gonna atone for the crime I did. And to you too, Bear. What? What do you mean by that? Vote already. Don't you get that lives are on the line here? 7 people are counting on this to happen. You think I'm gonna vote just because you said that? I need to know what you mean by this stuff too. Like, you can't totally bail on me after saying some stupid things like that. I totally can. Eat shit and vote. And Cora? Remember what I told you earlier, and don't forget it. About people not being able to trust or something like that, was it? Why would he bring that up now? Whatever then. If you want to die a hero for your precious Cora, I don't care. So we vote for Viddy. Yes, sounds like it. That's a complete waste of a vote. Maybe the next one will be more useful. The screens above the voting console settle into Nvidia's symbol. It was clear what was to follow. It was his execution. Every shotgun but the victims released their hold, leaving the participants to witness the macabre outcome. It took only a moment for the gunshot to come. It sounded like it shot Nvidia at point-blank range, but in reality there were no bullet holes in the helmet he wore. Time slowed down. Eventually, everything froze. Did something go wrong? It feels as though something should have happened. But nothing happened. Before time resumed its course, at that moment, an explosion engulfed Nvidia's body in a cloud of dust and smoke. As it all settled down, the vision became much more horrific than before. Nvidia remained on the ground, with a charred mark on the floor where his head once was. No one could say anything. Some of them, like Luxuria, had turned away in order not to witness the horrendous outcome for what it was, rather content in watching the consoles instead. Others, like Tristitia, stared dumbfounded. A large pool of red, reminiscent of spilled ink, was spreading from the empty abyss that was missing a neck of the missing neck, and Kura watched the remains of perhaps her only real ally, laying limp on the blood-stained surface. The feelings coursing through Ankura were unclear and indescribable. There was fear, horror, apprehension, but there was also relief. It hadn't been her body lying on the ground. Everyone else most likely felt much the same. What the fuck? Am I the only one who thinks this is insane? It happened, didn't it? Yes. Viddy's dead. He's not just dead. That's not death, that's desecration. That's like being fucking dead. Those are the same thing. Adding a swear in front of it doesn't make a completely different thing, Bea. For a moment it looked like Avaritia was going to say something, as her body language clearly indicated hesitation, but she merely walked off with her shoulders slumped. The silence settling on the group lasted for a while. The dust slowly dispersed as everyone in the group took the outcome in stride. The dead body was a reminder that this fate could be the one they all shared. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. The goal is for only the traitor to die. Or the least amount of them, since that's not possible now. You know, the worst thing about death is the dead body. It's not a person anymore. It used to be a person and now it's just an object. It's just a thing. It's just an object. You could shake it, but Viddy's not going to answer. He was alive right before that, though. He was talking and arguing with us. It's just a lack of the ability to process information and answer accordingly. It's not really different than a machine, except we can process it differently because we can choose to not act accordingly. Assuming what you enunciate is true, would that not mean that we would be following the script regardless? Ankura paid little attention, looking around for the others. Era and Superbia had been strangely quiet. It's because they'd both left already. Avaritia was still gone and Luxuria wasn't near them. After all, it is presumptuous to assume we have this free will when the choice, as you inferred, is made based on available information. Tristidia finally stared back at Gulla, shrugging. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think anyone can tell. If I had to guess, though. You're probably correct. Again, Tristidia shrugged. We're like monkey puppets dancing on the strings of fate. Maybe it's not called fact. Maybe it's called destiny. Maybe it's called Shakespeare's script. The point is, you can't drive your train off course. It'll stay on the rails. Of course, with sufficient force, I guess you could make it go off the rails. When that happens, though, it's not a good outcome. You'll crash and kill dozens, if not hundreds. And as you can see before us, the consequence is real. He pushed against Invidia's side with his foot. Gulla grimly retained her silence. The only sound interrupting the moment came from Luxuria, whose tears were running wild. Is that sobbing from fear? Disgust? Legitimate sorrow? Either way, it doesn't look like we got the mastermind. The others looked at her. It was a real worry. With the timer ticking down again, they had a job to fulfill. Truth be told, the game will really only end the moment I find out the traitor. Anything to manipulate them to thinking they've won. I'm guessing Viddy's not been our target. I suppose we'll just have to keep the train going. Hopefully I'm not the next one entering eternity. I don't think anybody would hope for that. Can we stop talking about death? It's kind of the whole point here. Little girl spoke aloud amidst her tears, supporting herself against one of the consoles. Gulla and Tristidia split from the others, deciding to take their conversation elsewhere. Ankura remained with Luxuria. We can go elsewhere too if you want. I guess. I can't believe this is actually happening. Twice now, twice a beheading. The others from where that girl got the wrong guess, most likely. As Ankura noticed, when she wandered closer, Luxuria was extremely destabilized by the event, to the point where she was not only hugging herself in fear, but also on the verge of mental collapse. Wanna help me put the cat? I remember this bit, so we're gonna wrap this one up here. And in the next one, we will continue this train and see where it ends, because it's only got a few squares. It's probably not we're not gonna get very far before we die. But never mind. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.